Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty's Club. Today is Thursday, and like I told you guys, I was gonna have some decks, that I thought were gonna do really well, and I still need just a little more time. Give me till tomorrow to keep testing because I think I've got a couple of new decks that are seeing pretty good potential after I've been looking and testing and looking. It's just it's just been one random diameter. I mean, you can't tell where the line starts and where it stops, and if the circle is perfectly in between. I mean, you can't do it. So this format's going to take a little bit of time. Um, and on another note, um, this is where it's going to get interesting because I'm going to use the rest of what I'm about to talk about as the topic for this video. Um, Bet Online sent me an email that said I had a free $100 bet. I was like, what? You guys kicked me out because I was winning. Oh well. I asked them and they said that they were making more than enough money that they could handle me as long as I didn't overdo it. As long as I didn't overdo it. I took out every single penny I had in this account, and then I was told not to, I could keep the account, I just couldn't do anything. But now they're saying just don't go overboard with it. Um, so $100, and it can go to either one of the games that happen tonight. Today's Thursday, the 24th. Let's see. I want to say that's right. Yeah. Tonight we have Redskins Giants, which is pro football. We have Cincinnati Memphis, which is college football. If I'm not badly wrong, that's Bearcats and Tigers. Those are tons of MLB games, but there's no way no one's doing any of that. That's it's a coin flip, literally. I think you can have a good day and a bad day. It clearly depends upon the pitcher, the luck swing of the bat. It's got not a lot of strategy to it because so many things are just such low pressure in baseball, and playing it, I know, trust me. Anyway, so we're gonna take a look at which one of these that I think is gonna happen. Well, as I can tell you, anything can happen in pro football. I'll just say that straight out, guys. Anything can happen. That's why that's why it's all pros. You take the guys from little league, take a portion of them into high school because they can handle it. Take a even smaller portion of high school, place them into college, and even smaller portion of college into the NFL. Yep, that's the way the cookie crumbles, guys. Unfortunately, that's how it works. So we're going to take the step behind. Instead of going pro, we're going to go with the college. Cincinnati, Memphis. I can tell you, I did watch Memphis and Cincinnati before. Cincinnati last year, one game, Memphis, two games. I noticed a lot about each of them. Cincinnati has a more apt tendency to run the ball through the four-eye hole of either side with a lead going through to the linebacker to clear up a whole space. That was their one play that they could use to take advantage of. And every now and then they'd take the tight end or a receiver and motion him to become the second lead. In which, in case it becomes a double lead, slam is what it's called on the 4-eye, which is inside the left tackle's hip or the right tackle's hip, inside, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so I'm going to be looking at my computer screen, which happens to be my smart TV. And we're going to see exactly what I believe to be happening. Now you'll notice some stuff behind me, of course, Yes, you have 3 bottles of I forget what that stuff's called. Armor All. 3 bottles of Armor all 3 different bunch of wipes to clean up my clean up my vehicle. People are like, "Why are you cleaning it? It's the cleanest thing in the world." And I'm like, "It's not clean enough for me, you know. I gotta be cleaner." And you got Lysol, and that's basically just wiping surfaces of the vehicle after the Armor All goes on, so I can disinfect whatever came off the wipe. Weird, yeah, go ahead and say it. Little Georgia foam ball and basketball. I've got my the I forget what that big thing is that goes in front of the windshield. And my Xfinity bag for my internet because I had to go get a new tower, or not tower. I get a new modem. The other one had some issues with speed quality, so I had to go get it. Anyway, we're already 6 minutes in this video, and it's already gotten boring, so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys into the reason why I'm making this video. So, I've already made my decision of what I'm going to do, and I've already submitted the ticket. Generally, if it was my own money, it wouldn't be this close. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get this done. We're going to focus on Cincinnati versus Memphis. Now, if I go to espn.go.com, and I'm gonna go through the beginner stuff first before I start getting the more advanced stuff. This year, Cincinnati is 2-1, and they are 0-1 in conference. Memphis is 3-0, and no conference games, period. Points allowed per, you got the points per game. Cincinnati 38.3, Memphis 54. Points allowed per game, Cincinnati 25.7, Memphis 23.7. Total yards, oh my gosh, which is absolutely amazing because Cincinnati 579.3 and Memphis 570.3. Yards passing, they're very close in that, and rushing, believe it or not. Yards allowed, Memphis is a little bit higher up, but that's because Memphis is playing harder opponents. We're going to look at their schedule. Cincinnati has played M-OH, which is Miami, Ohio, TIM, which is Temple, and AAMU, which I'm pretty sure is Alabama A&M University. Then you got Memphis, who is reading them backwards. Never mind. Memphis's first game was against MOST, should be Missouri State. Then you have at Kansas and at Bowling Green State. Kansas would be the one that you think that they'd struggle with. However, they won 55-23, and when I look at that game, and this is what I do, is I'm going to start going from beginner to intermediate. I'm going to look into the game. I'm going to look at the individual stats from that game. From what I'm looking at, Memphis was even pretty early against Kansas, and then started to take it mid-game. They started to just walk away, and Kansas.
The BMW i8's full color head-up display keeps you focused on the road ahead.
I'm very sorry about that. I absolutely hate when they do this to me. Anyway, Memphis posts 651 yards of offense in 55-23 blitz of Kansas. Holy crap. This is more than enough to tell me that Memphis is no powder keg team when it comes to playing. This team means business. Jeez Louise, this is just absolutely amazing. Okay, guys. Paxton Lynch for your fantasy teams for college football. For your 1 week FanDuel and DraftKings. Yeah. And I wouldn't mind putting in Nick Bartolola or Bartolota. Yeah. Although I'd probably pick the kicker from Liberty University. Um, but that's a whole nother story. I'm looking at a lot of this, which seems to be mostly where Memphis starts to run it on them mid-game because Kansas is being worn out by the conditioning of Memphis, because you can tell by the game spread that their total yards 651 to 359. Memphis has had 3 turnovers and still ended up with that many yards, which is absolutely insane. They shared almost even possession time. Kansas had a little higher possession time. That tells me that Memphis goes for the larger plays. They love to get everything going and not fool around. Memphis is more first downs by 11, 34 to 23. And note that this is at Kansas, so no wonder they have some turnovers. The crowd can easily get in your head when it comes to turnovers. And of course, Kansas went up on them 10-0. And then, like I said, Memphis will start to come back. That's where their turnovers happened early, because Kansas started getting the ride. Okay, so now I'm understanding that Memphis was one of those teams that will hurt you late if you don't watch it. So enough of that. I'm gonna go back to what this is. So Cincinnati versus Memphis. What I'm looking at is the 2 different stats. One team lost to an in-conference opponent, which shouldn't even be a game. If you plan on beating Memphis, it seems like you wouldn't lose to Temple. I mean, this is what it looks like to me. I mean, they're not even really putting up big numbers, because Alabama A&M is a Division II school, 52 to 10. So you basically take out all those points per game that they give, and the points against with 10. I would take those out of the equation. Just don't even count them. Take Miami, Ohio, and Temple, and just basically based on that. And I'd only base Memphis on Kansas, because Kansas is not going to go down easily to an American Conference school. They put up a fight, you could tell. Even though Kansas isn't good, they expect the Big 12 to have some sort of a potential. Even though Kansas doesn't seem like they can take it like Kansas State can, or used to could. I don't know if they can anymore. Bowling Green State, I mean, that's 44 to 41 win. But when I looked at Bowling Green, and it's probably going to play another stupid video again. One second. But when I look at it, they're going to be playing Purdue, and they'll probably get beat by Purdue. But yeah, I don't see this to be too hard of a game for Memphis, given everything that's shown so far. A 44 to 41 victory against Bowling Green State wouldn't be the worst thing. Bowling Green Falcons are, let's see. Okay, so here's what happened. Like I said before, Memphis went down early and late they came back. Okay, they're showing a video where Memphis kicker wins it for him. Okay. 4th and 10 in the fourth quarter with 7:30 left. Nails it.
Perfect hold, perfect kick. Jake Elliott is 3 for 3 today.
Okay. So their kicker's pretty good then. So they didn't get any score for the last 7 so minutes of the game. So that tells me Memphis has got to be able to hold people. And then again, Bowling Green, they're the Mid-American instead of American Athletic Conference like Memphis is in. And they have to play Miami, Ohio, which lost to Memphis. But I would expect Bowling Green and Miami, Ohio to be terrible teams because they're usually pretty good at getting into a bowl game. Of course, they got Roger Lewis, fourth FBS player in the last 10 years with 200 reception yards and 2 reception touchdowns in consecutive games. One of them is in the NFL, which is Michael Crabtree. But then again, if I'm looking at this correctly, these guys don't play around either because Bowling Green scored 2 drives, Memphis scored 2 drives, basically took the entire quarter down with 4 drives and 4 scores. It looks like Memphis may have settled for a punt sometime afterwards, have stopped Bowling Green, or Bowling Green took a lot of time to get a score in the second quarter, and then get a final touchdown in those final 2 minutes. So Bowling Green seems to be a 2-minute offense team. But then again, Memphis wears them down like they do their opponents, like I said before, and they start to keep getting a lot better and better as the games go on. They start to learn the defense, learn the offense, and they start to create games. So this goes to the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, for making their proper adjustments. Probably the head coach has some sort of knowledge about this. So this leads me to believe that after everything I have seen thus far, I can near about bet that Memphis is going to win this game. However, I'm not certain that Memphis is going to beat them by 7.5 points, which is the spread that they had. However, there is an over and under. Memphis has an over of 38. Cincinnati has an over of 30.5. I will pick Memphis goes over 38 points with a minus 125. Given that this is a free, if this doesn't cost any money whatsoever, it's absolutely free. I've picked it, and I'll do 100 to win 80, and if it is, it's like $83. And another thing is, I don't consider this to be gambling because it's not my money to start with. It was free. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. For those of you who don't know, Cincinnati plays Memphis on ESPN tonight at 7:30. Tonight is September 24th, 2015. A lot of you probably won't even see this video. You just be able to watch back and say, oh my god, he was right. Because usually I'm not wrong. And these props and stuff, that's usually what I used to do. Like, I could tell Memphis is probably going to score over 38 points against Cincinnati based on what I looked at and what I read alone. I didn't even do any reading as far as in depth, or as in watching them their actual game footage, except for that one kick. I haven't watched these two teams all season, and I'm finally going to watch them tonight at 7:30. And I hope if you guys see this video before, I hope you guys watch it too, and expect Memphis to score over 38 points because Cincinnati is not as good of a team as people think they are. Anyway, that does it for me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Post any comments you have in the comment section down below, as long as they're related to the video, and if they're approved, if I approve them, I'll post them. If not, garbage. But if you have something not related to this video, you can just shoot me an email. Of course, if you guys have other games you want me to look at between here and now, and try to give you maybe a rundown. Obviously, I'm not gonna, but you know, I just I'll do a rundown of any game you want to see or any team, because usually I can do just I can do a basic rundown of what's usually going to happen as far as props or anything like that. If you guys do stuff like that, I could definitely help. But anyway, I hope you guys have as much fun as I've had, and I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club.